Hello. Oh, let there be light. Looks like I have a hairpiece. What you doing, baby? Helios. I see we have 5 people on. 10. Everybody say hi in the chat. It should be available. It better be. There we are. Hey, Lisa. Hi, Yelly. Yeah, I'd always much rather interact with somebody than film. Hey, Jen. Hey, Kathy, Heather, Cheryl. Hey, MJ, Deborah. Thanks, Jen. I appreciate it. It's still a work in progress. I've definitely still got scalp in here, but there's new hairs growing all the time. Hey, Arlene. Hey, Ellie. It's going good. I took kind of a bit of a diet break with my trip to Port A. I say diet break, but I mean, basically I was eating intuitively just for that weekend. And then last week we got back on Sunday night and my husband was off work on Monday. So we spent that day together. And then I didn't have a meal plan done because I knew we would have a bunch of leftovers from food from the weekend. So I just kind of ate intuitively last week. So I'm back on the cut again this week. So this week is going to be the 4th week of my cut. I also started my cycle last week. Y'all know how that goes. And I've been feeling kind of so we're just going to pick right back up where we left off on Monday. And I did a bunch of food prep today. I had I over on my Discord, sorry, my glasses are smudgy. Over on my Discord, I posted a recipe for the lunches that I'm doing this week. I found it on Instagram and it's like a Big Mac salad situation. So I did a bunch of food prep for that. I have in my crock pot over there, I've got some chili Colorado going for some slow cooker chili Colorado smothered burritos. It's a macro-friendly food recipe. And so I got a bunch of that food prep done today to make my life a little bit easier this week because I'm hitting the job search hard. Still. Anyway, but yeah, that's how things have been going. I don't really have any updates on the weight loss front just because, like I said, I haven't really been focusing on that the last week and a half or so. I did hit a kind of a low right before we left for Port A. A low for this cut anyway. It was like 162 or sorry, 162. Wouldn't that be nice? No, 262 something. I just can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah. So that's where I'm at. Hey, Melissa. For those of you who stopped in and haven't said hi yet, make sure you drop a hello down in the chat. I don't really have a whole lot of formal chat planned for tonight's hangout because I've had several of you request for a live and I haven't really gotten the chance to hang out with you guys in a while and it's just a lot. It's just been a lot. So pretty much just been focusing on the job search and look at this. This pathetic right here. Helios. Hi, baby. Anyway, yeah. So, I'm probably going to be, well, not probably going to be, I am going to be working on a video to kind of talk about. I got a comment on my last video that I posted about kind of the biggest reason that I've been able to lose 100 pounds. And somebody commented, like, how much weight have you actually lost in the 8 months? Because I remember you hitting 100 pounds last year. And my first kind of instinct was to get defensive because I kind of feel that way. And I've been feeling that way for a long time. And the reality is that any other previous weight loss attempt in my life, first of all, I never made it to 100 pounds. And secondly, there would come a period of time where I would lose interest. I would get tired of trying. I would just be discouraged because things slowed down and I would backslide. And I feel like the last 8 to 9 months have just been a constant up and down and struggle. But this last week, my sister sent me a picture, and I'm going to try not to cry. But she sent me a picture of a trip that we took to Disneyland as a family about 6 months before I started my weight loss journey, and I didn't even recognize myself. And she's like, I mean, I know you've lost a lot of weight, but I looked at that picture and I didn't even recognize you. And I looked at it myself and I didn't recognize myself. And it's really frustrating to be at this place where I know I still have so much further to go, but I also don't identify anymore with who I was at 365 pounds. And I'm almost afraid that there's going to be this part of me that's like, okay, this is my new level of obese because I'm still obese, even though I've lost 100 pounds. And I'm just trying so hard to not get stuck in this place where I'm constantly patting myself on the back for losing 100 pounds, but not going the rest of the distance. And I don't know if any of you can identify with that or if that resonates with you at all. But if it does, I'm there. I'm with you 100%. So sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean that for that like thing to just happen, but it did. And that's me. Hi. Sandra says she would give anything to get Mounjaro or Wegovy. She's been struggling so bad lately. I totally get that, Sandra. I understand completely. Definitely, if you haven't looked at my compound Q&A video, I talk about how I found my compounding pharmacy. That could be an option for you. The semaglutide has been working really, really well for me, even though I haven't been losing a lot. That's mostly been because of stuff that's been going on with me in my life, not because of the drugs. Like the semaglutide is working well. The compound is, it's doing its job. So Lisa says, overall, how's the semaglutide going? I didn't lose anything on it, but it seems I've been in a stall forever, even before the switch. Yeah, I totally feel that. My body feels better on the semaglutide. I don't really know how to describe that. Like I just feel better, just overall. Like I feel more like myself than I did on Mounjaro. As far as the weight loss is concerned, I really only had 3 weeks focusing on like, losing and in the cut before I went on my Port trip. And then I had that week of, well, I was, being intuitive, but I wasn't tracking anything. And, I had a couple days where I probably ate a little bit more than I should have and things like that. And we were eating out a lot more and I was eating food that wasn't, macro balanced. I wasn't eating enough protein. So, there's all of that. So it's kind of difficult for me to answer how well the semaglutide is working in terms of weight loss. But I'm hoping that over the next several weeks, I will be able to answer that question a little bit better. The biggest win is that since when I started that cut 4 weeks ago, I also started lifting weights, and I've been using the Alive app from Whitney Simmons. And I just completed 4 full weeks of weight and strength training exercise 4 days a week, and I didn't miss a single workout. So even when I went to Port A, I took resistance bands with me and I did that. And then this last week, the AC broke in our gym at the apartment complex. And I live in Central Texas. So it has been slightly cooler here, but still like we're talking 90s in the gym, even at like 7 o'clock in the morning, which is when I started going. I had been working out in the afternoons, but I started going at 7 in the morning because it was just way too hot. So that is a massive win for me, even more than weight loss. The fact that I stuck with those workouts, and I've still been hitting my 7,500 steps a day during the week. On the weekend, I'm just getting in as much movement as I can, and I'm usually between 5,000 and 6,000 steps. So Melissa says being at a standstill is rough, but backsliding really far is worse. Being able to stop the bleeding and gaining is an accomplishment. That's true. Absolutely. Heather says the fight is never over. Be your own cheerleader. I'm trying. Lisa says I miss MJ so much. I cannot follow that sentiment. Mounjaro just did not do as well for me as I wanted it to, because I had such a great experience on the Wegovy. I just didn't have that same experience on Mounjaro. Apollo says, hello from Central Pennsylvania. Hello. Cheryl, I'm so with you. I've lost half of what I need and just there, as I think I feel so much better, but I must keep going and motivated. New week ahead. Absolutely. Thank you, Melissa. I'm proud of myself too. It's hard to say that, but I am proud of myself for sticking with it. Hi, Fonda. Hello, Anna. You've lost 48 pounds and now you're on the 15. That's fantastic. Congratulations, lady. That's amazing. Carla says, I understand I've lost 100 pounds. I've had to stop Mounjaro. I've had to switch to Ozempic because insurance pays for it, but I haven't lost anything in the 3 months I've been on it. Yeah. Are you on the 2 milligram, Carla? I know it's so hard. So many people had to stop taking. Okay. So many people had to stop taking Mounjaro with the end of the coupon, and so many people are not having the same experience that I do with, switching over from the tirzepatide to the semaglutide. Just for whatever reason, I mean, everybody is different, but for whatever reason, my body just likes the semaglutide. I don't know why. I think everyone is just different. I mean, in my 24 weeks on Wegovy, I lost 65 pounds, right around 65 pounds. And in the, so math is hard, you guys. That was 48 weeks on Mounjaro. I only lost another 35 pounds. So, well, I think 45 total. So I'm hopeful that I'm going to keep with it no matter what, regardless of what happens with the semaglutide or the tirzepatide or the Mounjaro or the retatrutide or whatever the future holds with all of this. I don't intend on going back to 365 pounds. I think that the good thing about it taking this long for me to lose the weight is that I have learned things on this journey completely separate from the medication that I know will see me through to the end, regardless of how far in the future that end may be. And when I say end, I mean my goal weight, obviously. But it's just, it's so hard to go from that place where, 65 pounds in less than 6 months, and then in twice the time to lose half that amount of weight again is just, it's so hard to have it drop off like that, because there's that part of you that's thinking, oh yeah, if I just keep losing like this, I'm going to meet my goal in like a year and it's going to be fantastic. And I've seen people do that. And then I've seen people talk about regaining, and I'm almost 2 years into this journey now. In October, it'll be 2 years. And I just don't know that I would be in the same place mentally and physically if I had continued losing weight at that rate that I was losing it in the beginning. So in some ways I'm grateful for that, but mostly I'm ready to, that's part of why I started doing the cut and maintain thing, because I just being on that constant like weight loss phase, or that constant, weight loss drone, was just taking a massive toll on my mental health. So, I don't know if you guys feel that way or not, but I was definitely getting there. Galaxy says, I lost 50 pounds on Mounjaro in 5 months and then flatlined. Switched to Ozempic and can't move. I feel you. Hi, Lisa. Helios has come to say hello. Hi, baby. Hello. You want to say hi to everybody? Come on. Come on. Everybody, this is Helios. I'm sure you've all seen him in the videos. See him over here. Say hi. Yeah. Okay. That's enough, bud. I love you. Yes, you're a sweet boy. Can I have a kiss? Thank you. Okay. You can get down. Back up. Yes, good boy. Okay. Hi, Tammy. after a little time, you want to gnaw your own hand off. It's good that you can stop at your hand. I'm like I was at the coyote ugly phase of dieting. Like I was ready to chew my own arm off. Definitely, for sure. That's where I was. So it's been nice having the defined period of cut where I have that kind of finish line to look at, and then that maintenance phase, the reverse, and then the maintenance phase, and then starting the cut again. Like I actually was looking forward to cutting by the end of my maintenance phase this last time, which was not something that I was doing. Like I wasn't looking forward to cutting anymore. Like I was like, I'm so over this. So the fact that I was in that place was much, much better. Yeah, figuring out the cut and maintenance schedule, and that's individual for everybody, right? There's some people that say that you should maintain for as long as you cut. So like I'm cutting for like 12 to 16 weeks at a time. They say you can maintain for another 12 to 16 weeks, but for someone like me that still has so much to lose, like I'm doing like 4 to 6 weeks of maintenance in between, and I feel like that's enough to give my body a break. And by the end of that, I think it was about 6 weeks last time. By the end of that time, I was ready to get back on my cut. So yeah, Joanna, I talked about cutting also in my last video. If you missed that, a cut is literally just a term of like a defined period of time in a calorie deficit. So our bodies really weren't meant to be in a deficit for a prolonged period of time. After a while, our metabolisms adapt to burn fewer calories, which is why as you lose weight, you constantly have to lower the number of calories that you're consuming, or you need to increase the amount of activity you're doing in order to continue to lose weight. So like, for example, when I started this at 365 pounds, I was eating close to 2,000. I think I may have even been eating over 2,000 calories a day in a deficit and still losing, 4 to 6 pounds a week, even at that calorie time. But now when I'm in a cut, I'm at around 1700 calories, 1700 to 1800 calories. I was at 1700, but now that I'm exercising 4 days a week with strength training, I think I'm at about 1825, somewhere in there. So, but then, so there's cutting, and then there's a reverse, which is how you start your maintenance phase. And that's where you kind of take a little bit of time to amp up your caloric intake up to your maintenance calories. And then you stay at maintenance, which is where you're not trying to gain, you're not trying to lose, you're just trying to keep your weight the same to give your metabolism a break from being in that deficit. Tammy, that's awesome. 25 pounds in 4 months is awesome. That's great. Reed says, I'm so tired of being in a calorie deficit. Can you talk a little bit about your approach to reverse diet and finding your approximate maintenance calories? Yes. So basically, the way that I reverse is I increase my calories by about 250 a week until I'm seeing very little change in my weight. So my first week after I finish my cut, I'll add 250 calories to whatever it was I was eating before. The following week, I'll add another 250, so 500 total above what I was eating in my deficit, and so on until I don't see, like, you're going to see fluctuation in your weight regardless of what you do because of being a woman and any number of factors. But as long as my weight isn't changing a ton, then that's about where I'm at. But I also use a TDEE calculator to kind of figure out what my maintenance calories should be as a guideline. And then once I get there, I figure out, and it's also kind of a feeling thing. Like, do I feel like I'm getting, the right number of calories for my body? Jen says, it's taken me 18 months to lose 80 pounds and it's still tough every day. I'm on Ozempic, although I was on Mounjaro for 4 weeks when I could not get Ozempic. Both work well for me. That's awesome, Jen. Yeah, I get it. It is a grind sometimes, but that is fantastic. Congratulations on 80 pounds. Galaxy says that they had a better experience on Mounjaro. The Ozempic tends to make them nauseous. Yeah, the trial results showed that the majority of people experience fewer side effects on Mounjaro. Unfortunately, I was one of those people that had some of the weird ones. The insomnia was huge for me. The weird, vivid dreams were huge for me. So a lot of it was my sleep, which, as you guys know, well, hopefully you know, if you don't, sleep is a huge part of weight loss, like getting good quality sleep, especially when you're exercising, because that's when muscle recovery happens. So it's just, not getting good quality sleep can really interfere with you being able to have that good weight loss. So that was a big one for me. I also am pretty sure that it affected my mental health somewhat because I just had a lot more depression going on. Now, we did discover when I did full panels with my doctor, just a second. When I did full panels with my doctor, we did discover that I was very deficient in vitamin D, and my DHEA and testosterone were all very low. So I started supplementing for those, and apparently a vitamin D deficiency can affect mood and depression. So that could have been kind of partly what was going on, but it's very odd that it didn't start becoming an issue for me until I switched to Mounjaro. So it could have just been a coincidence, but I don't know. So hi, Delisa. B. Chandler says, I started MJ in January. I've lost a little over 100 pounds. I'm trying to maintain, but I keep losing steadily. That's a wonderful problem to have. I mean, provided that you need to lose more. But if you're still losing steadily and if you want to maintain, you're just going to have to increase your calories. That's the only way to do that. But I would definitely talk to your doctor about that and see if it's an issue. Never know. Galaxy says, anybody know what exercise to do to keep your knees from hurting after walking? I mean, Galaxy, I would definitely talk to your doctor about that. There may be supplements that you can take to help that, but you also may have arthritis. If swimming is an option for you, you may want to consider that as an alternative to walking, or if you have access to a stationary bike. I don't know how much weight you still have to lose, but if your knees are hurting just from walking, then you may want to look at like a lower impact activity. Carla says, Oz gives me horrible, painful gas and heartburn. The pain is so bad as it caused me. Oh, that's not good. Yep. Nope. It is not something that I experience, but I can see how that is something that would make you not want to take it. That's bad. In fact, I'm somebody that used to have heartburn all the time. When I was at my highest weight, I had Tums in my medicine cabinet and in my bedside stand because I would often wake up in the middle of the night with bile coming up into my mouth. So I would have to chew some Tums to be able to go back to sleep. And that's not a thing anymore. 50,000 units weekly here, started over a year ago. Yeah, units are different for everybody. So like I take 48 units, which is for my compounding pharmacy is a 2.4 milligram dose. So Reed says, I wish I could find the motivation to exercise. My mood and sleep is so much better, but I have no energy to fit it into my day. I don't really have the energy either. A big part of my motivation to walk is my dog. He lets me know when it's time to walk. I don't know how he has an internal alarm clock, but 7:30 hits and he is talking at me, telling me it's time. So I do a short 10 to 20 minute walk, depending on how I'm feeling that day in the morning when I first wake up. At lunchtime, like right before lunch, I go and I do my strength training. And then I do a short 10 to 15 minute walk after my strength training session for active recovery. And then at night, either right after or right before dinner, I go for another 10 to 15 minute walk. And between those three things and whatever other activity I have during the day, that gets me over 7,500 steps. So the biggest thing is increasing your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That has the biggest effect on your metabolism. So just moving. So even just like if you have a Fitbit, you can set up a reminder for like every 30 minutes for it to have you get up and just do a lap around your apartment. If you can't do 10 to 15 minutes at a time, everything helps. You tried, Heather says that she tried water walking, which really helped. I used to water walk and water run, and it's fun and it's nice because it keeps you cool. And you also get some resistance training as well, which is nice. Delisa says, I just hit 40 pounds. And I've been on Mounjaro for 11 months. Very slow loser due to DM2 and steroid use. Yeah, I get that, Delisa, but good on you for keeping it up. You're doing a fantastic job. Sandra, yeah, vitamin D is what I was low on. I'm not sure. Oh, vitamin D for 50,000 units. Gotcha. My vitamin D supplement is in milligrams. So I don't know what units that is. Galaxy says, I stayed on 0.5 Ozempic because increasing the dosage slows my eating and then I have no energy to exercise. Yeah, you need to do what's right for you. Absolutely. There were times on Mounjaro where I would go up a dose and then I literally could not force myself to eat anything. Like I just couldn't, like the thought of putting food in my mouth was just abhorrent to me. And that would only last like a couple of days. And then I wanted to eat absolutely everything in sight. I'm not one of those people who was blessed with the positive side effect of if I eat too much, I feel instantly nauseous. And then, like, so, like, I didn't have that. Like, I'm absolutely able to overeat on these meds if I'm not careful. So, I still have to be cognizant of my calorie intake, which is why I track because I can definitely still overeat on these meds. So, let's see here. And Jen says she does vitamin D 50,000 units every other week. I'm trying to remember. Hold on, guys. I'm going to grab my vitamin D. Just a second. Aha. It does say the units on there. So it's 125 milligrams, the vitamin D3. And if you guys don't know this, vitamin D is actually fat soluble. So it gets processed in fat. So the one that I have is has cold pressed extra virgin olive oil in it. It's also you can also take it with like a fish oil if that's something that you do or whatever, but it helps your body to absorb it better. But this one is 5,000 units, and I take it 7 days a week. So math, what is that? 35,000 units, something like that. And she has me taking it that way for a couple of months. And then I think she said she was going to have me back down. And then the DHEA I'm taking is Pure Encapsulations. This is a great brand. If you've never heard of them, their supplements are very high quality. But I'm on 50 milligrams a day, 7 days a week. That's how low my DHEA and testosterone were. I'm only doing that for a few months. And then she's going to have me back down to, I think, 25 a day. And she's going to have me redo my panels at that point to see if I need to keep doing 25 milligrams a day or if, we need to reevaluate. So I love my doctor so much. I've never had a doctor do like a full panel and actually take the time to explain every little thing and what all of it means and what I can do to help those things naturally instead of just giving me prescription medication because I don't like taking medication, says the girl that's been taking a weight loss drug for almost 2 years. But I'd much rather do something natural if I can. Rhonda says, "Hi Mindy, join late. Hi Rhonda. You miss your Mounjaro on the Wegovy now. Has Helios already made an appearance? He has. He was here a little bit ago. He's just laying here next to me. I'll show you guys. See, there he is. I'm sure he will make himself known again. I'm pretty bad at remembering to take a daily. The only way that I remember to take my drugs daily is this little bad boy. I picked it up at HEB. It has a place for my morning pills and my evening pills. Pretty much the only thing I take at night is my magnesium. And I just put all of my pills in there on Monday morning. I dole out all my pills and then I take them with breakfast. And then I have an alarm that goes off at 7 o'clock at night to remind me to take my magnesium. And that's it. That's all I do. Oh, good. I'm glad that scale has been working for you. Oh, they're like $20 on Amazon right now. Hey, I love me a good deal. I just bought a whole bunch of new gel polishes. I'm going to redo my nails sometime this week. I think we're going Galaxy. Fun. You got 2 of them. I'm going to play with some cat eye polishes this week, which should be interesting. I haven't had the best of luck playing with those magnets. Reed says, I'd be lost without my pillbox. I heard recently that magnesium can also help with anxiety. It can. It can help with all sorts of things, but you need to have the right kind of magnesium. There's a lot of information, especially on Instagram right now. A lot of people are talking about magnesium glycinate, which is the kind that I take, and all of the positive benefits. It has benefits for anxiety, mood, depression, constipation, muscle recovery, all sorts of things. But if you are taking magnesium citrate, I would encourage you to look at some more information on that. Magnesium citrate is an actual laxative. So it works for short term, but if you're taking it as a preventative, glycinate is a much, much better option. Citrate can have some definite long-term effects if you're taking it every single day. So, excuse me. Magnesium glycinate is also good for heart health. It's good for all kinds of stuff. I love it. Delisa, I got the tape measure too, and I still don't know how I feel about it. I thought it would be better because I thought it would keep more more consistent pressure, but I don't know. I can't get the dumb thing to give me a consistent reading. Like I don't know. I think it pulls itself too tight or not tight enough or whatever. I feel like I got more accurate measurements with my manual tape measure. But I'm keeping with it because it's so much easier for the recording part because it just keeps track of all the measurements for me and I don't have to do it manually. That is very nice. Mine does not make a boing noise when I gain. If it did, I would probably smack the crap out of it. Thankfully, it does not do that. Yelly says she struggles with slow losing 12 pounds in 2 months, which it is great. That's really good. But I totally get it. It's hard to not compare progress with other people. It's even harder to not compare your progress with your own previous progress because I do that all the time. So Chastity, hey girl, it's good to see you. You almost missed the live. We'll probably be here for another 20 minutes or so. So definitely if you guys have any questions, throw them down in the chat. I like I said earlier, I didn't really plan anything formal for today's chat and hangout. I just wanted to have some time to hang out with you guys and answer some questions because I know the content has been few and far between. So I know there's been a lot of questions. But Delisa, yes, the A1C is a big win. 9.4 to 6 is huge. That is very, very exciting. Sandra wants to know, how has the job hunt gone? How about more YouTube videos? The job hunt has been extremely discouraging. I want to say at this point, I've probably submitted over 300 applications and not had a single callback. This last week, I reached out to people on my personal Facebook page to see if anybody that I know personally is hiring like for work from home jobs in their the company that they're working for. And I applied for several jobs like towards the middle to the end of last week that I'm hoping maybe I'll hear back from because like these are people that are giving my name to their manager. So maybe I'll have a better chance of being responded to. But I know I have tons of experience and it's just not, I feel like without a personal recommendation these days, it's just you just don't you get lost in the electronic shuffle. There are so many jobs that I'll see and they'll come across my feed and they'll get sent to me, and it's like been 5 to 10 minutes, and it'll show that 2,000 applications have already been sent in. So it's like I just don't know how to compete. Like, I'm personalizing my resume for each job. It's just I'm spending tons and tons and tons of time, but I'm not getting anything in return. And because of that, I just don't it doesn't feel responsible to spend time making YouTube videos because I just, you know, I said I was going to get a job and I still don't have a job. And so I don't know how that's all going to go or what's going to happen as a result of it. I'm just trucking along, trying to keep afloat. Chastity says, how's the compound been working? I'm kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but I know you missed it. So I'm feeling better. Like I'm feeling more like myself on the semaglutide compound, but I haven't had long enough on this cut to be able to really tell you if I feel like it's doing a better job of Mounjaro helping me lose weight. I was really only like 3 weeks in when I went on my Port A trip. So like I was losing consistently before that, but then I took a little bit of a diet break. So this next Monday, I'm going to be back on the bandwagon and I'll try to give you guys some updates to let you know how things are going. Yeah, Galaxy, I've given up on software development and tech jobs completely. I have lots of friends in tech and I know about all of the layoffs on the major companies and everything like that. So I gave up on that months ago. I've just been applying for anything and everything. So customer service, sales, I'm doing my best to stay away from call center jobs because I worked in call center jobs for over a decade and I know where my mental health goes in those types of positions. So I'm doing my best to avoid that, but I may not have a choice eventually. So Delisa wants to know if anyone uses apple cider vinegar for what? Anna says, I keep buying the wrong size clothes, not used to the new size. Yeah. I wear such like a varied size range depending on the brands that like I don't ever know what size I'm in, even when I'm not losing weight. So I always just when I go to places to try on clothes, I usually end up with 2 or 3 different sizes in the dressing room. So Delisa says, I added it after a 3-month stall, gain and loss of the same 4 pounds, and added ACV and lost 4 pounds in 2 weeks. I have no idea. I don't know what exactly apple cider vinegar does for weight loss. I know it has lots of gastrointestinal and gut health benefits. So that could be a thing. I believe it also helps with inflammation, which would make sense in terms of seeing a loss. So that could be it. I don't know. I'd have to do some research. Delisa says, local Goodwill loves me. My husband hates my spending. Goodwill is not cheap here, y'all. I can get cheaper clothes at Walmart than I can get at Goodwill. I'll tell you what's dangerous is Bloom Chic. They gave me a 15% discount code and I've been trolling their website and I'm just doing my best not to spend a ton of money there because they have such cute stuff and it's really inexpensive, especially if you shop the sales section. Yeah, I can get cheaper stuff there oftentimes than I can find at Goodwill. And I know that it's not like super high quality stuff, but like, how long am I going to be able to wear it, really? Melissa says ACV can help stabilize sugar swings. Gotcha. That's not an issue that I have because I'm not diabetic, but I can see how that would help. Farron McFadden says, I know you're located in the outskirts of Austin. Have you heard of Becky from the channel The Good Kind of Midlife Crisis? She also lives in the area, is on a health loss journey. I have not heard of her. I'll have to look her up. Hey Carla, the only purchase I've made so far is that swimsuit, but I'll tell you what, it's such a cute suit, and I really enjoyed it on our beach trip. I got lots and lots of compliments on it, and it's very comfy. Welcome to the live, P. Did. Yeah, the taste of apple cider vinegar is rough. Vinegar in general. However, if you get a good aged balsamic, I can take that like shots. It's like candy. It's delicious. It's very good for digestion. Reet wants to know who my favorite YouTubers are right now. So the people that I watch on repeat, number one is the Wads, WADS. Kimberly Wadsworth and her family. She does I don't know if you would call it mom content, but I found her through food content and freezer cooking videos and stuff like that. And she does wads for dinner videos and things like that. So I get like food inspirations, but she is absolutely hilarious. She cracks me up. I don't know if anybody else watches the wads, but she also does like cleaning inspiration videos and thrift hauls and like shop with me videos and stuff like that. So she's just funny. She's my kind of funny. She's a little crazy, which so am I. So I love her. I watch her on repeat. So I watch the Wads a lot. I watch Beatrice Caruso a lot. She started her YouTube channel as a weight loss channel, and it's kind of morphed into a mental health, physical health, just me trying to be a person type channel. And she is also absolutely hilarious. So I love to watch her. I watch a ton of food tubers. So like Josh Wiseman, Ethan Chablowski. I love like home improvement type stuff. So I watch Life Uncontained, and I've been binging Wild Wonderful Off Grid. I've been watching them for years. But yeah, those are the ones that I watch a lot. So those are kind of my favorites right now. Oh, I also love Lean Beef Patty. She cracks me up. She's a kind of a fitness YouTuber. So I watch her like cooking videos and stuff like that too. Let's see, who else? Carla says, I've been buying dresses more since losing weight, so I'm a bit tempted by the Bloom Chic dresses. Yes, I love dresses, mostly because I hate pants. Pants are dumb. And I go to the bathroom so often that it's nice to not have to pull them on and off. How many of my life choices are driven by my laziness? A lot of them. I'll tell you that right now. That's the answer. The answer is a lot, if not most of them. Yeah, people are like, oh, you wear dresses. You're so put together. And I'm like, no, I just hate pants. It's one piece of clothing that I have to put on. However, yesterday, Nikki and I went grocery shopping yesterday morning, and it was sunny and beautiful when we went into the grocery store. And while we were in the grocery store, we could hear an absolute downpour coming down. And it was like massive, like monsoon level freaking storm. And we had to walk out in that, and we were absolutely drenched. My sunroof, whatever you call it, sunroof on my car leaks. It's a really old car, and it was an aftermarket sunroof that someone else installed. I bought it used, and it leaks when it rains. So I normally don't drive it when it's raining, but we got into the car and it was totally raining on the inside. And Nikki was like, "Is it raining out there? Because it's raining in here too," which is a Winnie the Pooh reference if you don't know. Anyway, I thought it was funny. I miss having you guys in the car with us. And there have been many times where we're like, I can't believe we weren't recording that. It's just sad. I miss it. Pants are dumb, Chastity. I agree 1000%. Farron loves the YouTube channel Abandoned and Forgotten Places. I have seen channels like that where they go, but not mines. They do like abandoned malls and stuff like that, which is cool, but also depressing to me. Carla says, I've lived in scrubs, jeans, and t-shirts for so long that I love feeling comfortable in dresses again. Yes, absolutely. I can understand why. I like jeans because like I know that they look cute and stuff like that. But after I have them on for unless it's cold out, like if it's cold out, I'm fine. But like after I have jeans on for 15 to 20 minutes, I just want to not be a person anymore. I just want everything off of my body. I don't want to feel clothes anymore. I'm a weirdo. I know that's a thing that you guys know about me already because we're friends. Well, do we have any more questions for me? I know this has been a very long, rambly chit chat. I feel like I've just been rambling aimlessly for like 50 minutes. Anna wants to know how Nikki is. She's good. Abby is getting big and she is becoming a real live person with all of the things that come with that. She's almost a year and a half old and she's developing her own little sassy frass personality. So they have their hands full. And she's taking care of her parents. So, life has gotten very busy for Nikki. I don't get to see her a whole lot because she's just got a lot going on. So Delisa wants to know if I'm going to film more cooking videos. Lisa, I would love to tell you that I'm going to be filming any videos. Cooking videos are the most edit intensive videos that I do. I put up that cooking video a few weeks ago where I didn't move the camera at all. And I thought, oh, this will be so easy to edit. It still took me a full 2 days, like probably 15 to 20 hours of editing for me to get that video edited and put up. And I know that there are many, many of you that really enjoy my cooking videos, but my cooking videos get the fewest number of views on my channel. It's just not what most people looking for content for Mounjaro and Wegovy are looking for, which makes me sad because that was a big part of what I was looking for when I started my channel and when I started my journey was I was looking for like, how do I eat? What do I do? But it's one of those things where the amount of time and energy that it takes me to produce those videos just doesn't reach the number of people that my other videos do. Yeah, it makes me sad too. Because I love making those videos. I love editing them. I mean, they take a very long time, but I do love making them. Like I just miss my vlogs in general. They made me feel like I had you guys with me all the time. And as an extrovert and someone who's extremely social, that kind of gave me a motivation that I just don't have anymore. And I miss it. So, but yeah, life in the middle is definitely hard. Marcia says, have you noticed a difference in shot locations? One side of my stomach gives more side effects than the other. They're doing research on side effects in relation to injection locations. I haven't personally noticed a difference in terms of where I inject, like giving me more or less side effects. I definitely notice a difference in terms of how much pain I experienced. When I was injecting in my thighs, I definitely experienced way more pain. That was the most painful. My thighs were the most painful. I had the most allergic reaction to the preservatives in my thighs. So, like a lot more itching and swelling and redness. So, I guess those side effects. My stomach wasn't as painful to inject in, but the least painful and least problematic has been my arms, hands down. And I'm so glad that I'm able to be going back to injecting in my arms again now that I'm on the compound, because I'm just using the insulin needles, so I can inject into my arms, and I like that way better. Karen says, I love your cooking videos. I started using romaine because you did. So crispy. It's the little things. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I love doing those cooking videos, and I wish that I had the time to do them. Maybe once I'm able to secure some kind of of employment, I'm hoping that I'll be able to feel better about starting to film again. But like right now, anytime I do anything or spend time doing anything that isn't looking for a job, I feel guilty. And that is 1000% pressure that I'm putting on myself. That is not coming from my husband. It's just I made a commitment to find a job, and I still haven't done that. And it's been way too long. So, I mean, honestly, I even feel guilty spending time working out because I do it in the middle of the day. But that I've kind of gotten over. Like I'm like, I still need to take care of myself kind of thing. But yeah. So Delisa says, I watched side effect video by Amy too, and thighs had less side effects versus other sites. And Delisa, I will say it's different from person to person. I've heard some people say that thighs have the like when I look in support groups, I've heard people on the same post say thighs give the least number of side effects, stomach gives the least number of side effects, arm give the least number of side effects. So it 1000%, I think, just depends on your own personal body. I think it depends on how much fat you have in each location. So like if you've got a lot of fat on your thighs, then you probably have fewer side effects if you're injecting in your thighs. If you have real bony, skinny thighs, but you've got a lot of fat in your stomach, then maybe you're going to have an easier time injecting in your stomach. I think it's really, and like I said, they're doing studies trying to figure out exactly, what correlation there is. But that's my inkling. I think that it has to do with like where your fat proportion is at. I'm a very proportionate person. Like I'm just kind of fat all over. Like I don't have way more fat in one part of my body versus another. So um Galaxy says the Ozempic needles suck compared to Mounjaro. I was never on Ozempic. I used the Wegovy needles or the Wegovy pens, which were single use, just like Mounjaro. And I actually had way less pain with the Wegovy needles than I did with the Mounjaro ones, but I was able to inject in my arm with the Wegovy. So, yeah, I did not. I had an opposite experience with that. But Delisa says strawberry fluff for the win. I haven't had strawberry fluff in so long. The last couple times I made strawberry fluff, I just didn't like it as much. So I don't know if I burnt myself out on it. I'm going to have to try it again soon. Marcia says your cooking is inspiring. It makes me desire to expand my cooking. I love food. And one of the biggest things that I know, like for a fact, is that I lose more weight when I eat my own food. So if I want to eat a variety of food, then I need to cook a variety of food. So I've always loved to cook, though. I've always loved to learn different types of cooking. And so, I mean, my father was a chef, so I started learning very complicated cooking from a very young age. Like I was making sausage from scratch at the age of like 4 or 5. So that's kind of, I've just always had like that presence of cooking and culinary influence in my life. Um, and so I learned to cook from a very young age, and I was always fascinated with cooking. So if you don't know how to cook, or if you've never tried cooking a certain thing, definitely encourage you, if there's a specific food that like you're like, man, I really want pad thai this week, make it instead of getting takeout, because then you can eat it, 3 or 4 times instead of just once and still lose weight. So that's kind of why I like eating a variety of foods, so I cook a variety of food. Um Delisa says, I love your Korean beef cooking video. Yeah, Korean food is probably my favorite cuisine just in general. Like I absolutely love the flavors. The kind of sweet, salty, savory, like that. It just kind of has a little bit of everything. And I just absolutely love Korean food. So Melissa says, I haven't had fluff in ages either. Last couple times I made it, I didn't finish it. Maybe time to try again. That's definitely where I've been at, Melissa. But honestly, like, let's be real. Since I got my Ninja Creamy, anytime I try to make something other than the Ninja Creamy, I find myself craving the creamy. So that's kind of been a big part of where I am. I have recently started trying some recipes from Cheat Day Design. He has a lot of baking recipes because if you've ever tried baking with protein powder, you'll know it's very hit or miss. So I I started trying his recipes, and if you use the PE Science protein powder, all of his recipes are formulated using the PE Science protein powder. And I've tried several of his recipes now, and all of them have been very good. This last week, I looked at one of his recipes and realized that I had all of the ingredients on hand. So I just threw them together, and they were these peanut butter and jelly stuffed cookies. So it was like a peanut butter cookie with strawberry jelly on the ends, like stuffed on the inside. And they were so good. And it was like 18 grams of protein per cookie. They were so delicious. Um, so good. So anyway, I just really enjoyed those. But it's now a little after 7, and I had just planned on doing about an hour. So I will give a couple seconds if anybody has any burning questions that they want to ask. I will try and answer those. But my husband had to go to Lubbock today, and he got a flat tire on the way. So he should have been there before the live started, but he basically was getting there like right as the live started. So he hasn't eaten dinner yet, and I need to order dinner for him and stuff. So he can do it for himself, but I like to take care of my husband. It's just a thing that I do. So, but it was so good to see you guys and to get to hang out with you. It was good to see you too, Fairbear and Elisa. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I appreciate you as always. Kimberly, 2 pounds is nothing. That's water weight, girl. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Yelly. It was good to see you too. All right, you guys, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you haven't already liked the live, please do. It helps so very much. And I will hope to see you guys again soon. Please let me know if you enjoy these lives, because obviously I don't have to edit anything. But it is hard to find like an hour of time somewhere that's not occupied to get to spend with you guys, but that's a lot easier than trying to film and edit a video. So thank you guys for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.